Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Solomon. I am the Executive Director of the Jewish Heritage Museum of Monmouth County, located in Freehold, New Jersey. Today, I am giving a virtual tour showing how history preserved in our permanent exhibit, 3 Centuries of Growth and Change, a history of the Jews of Monmouth County, is still around us today. Founded in 2006, the Jewish Heritage Museum of Monmouth County dedicated itself to explore and preserve the rich and unique history of Jewish residents in Monmouth County. Opening to the public in 2008, we have continued to offer a wide range of exhibits, programs, and publications to serve as inspiration for those interested in learning more about Jewish heritage. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 outbreak, we have been closed since mid-March, but are eager to reopen once it is deemed safe. In 1609, the English navigator Henry Hudson spotted land in what is now Monmouth County. The land he spotted was most likely off of Sandy Hook or Keansburg. Established in 1683, Monmouth County is one of the oldest counties in New Jersey, with Freehold, Middletown, and Shrewsbury being the first townships. As of 2016, the Jewish population in Monmouth County amounted to 11% of the total population, making it one of the largest Jewish communities in America. This barn, dating back to the mid-1800s, replaced a much smaller colonial-era barn. This barn was owned by Levi Solomon, the son of Jonas Solomon, a colonial tavern keeper who settled this land in the 1750s. This barn is 6,000 square feet in total, with the lower half being used for commercial space and the upper hayloft being home to the Jewish Heritage Museum. The exposed ceiling overhead is made of the original hand-cut cedar shingles that were considered state-of-the-art roofing material more than 2 centuries ago. The original post and beam construction and wooden pegs used to build the barn can still be seen. At the center of the barn roof lies a hay hook that would have been used to take hay from outside the barn and place it inside. At the middle of the museum, there would be an opening for the hay to drop down for animals to feed on. The water tank was built by a company located in Batavia, Illinois. It has a label dated back to 1875 and it was brought to the barn and installed shortly after. There would have been a windmill on top of the barn with an Archimedes screw in the ground to pump up the water needed to fill up the water tank. The barn is one of the largest barn structures left in Monmouth County. The structure was moved from its original foundation along with the colonial house next door in the 1990s to make room for the shopping center it's housed in. The White House adjacent to the museum was once owned by Jonas Solomon and his wife Hannah Solomon. When Jonas Solomon and his cousin Levi Hart came to Monmouth County from Great Britain in the 1750s, there were very few Jewish women to marry. Instead, Jonas and Levi married sisters of the prominent Applegate family named Hannah and Catherine. With the Solomons settled in Freehold, Levi Hart and his family moved to Colts Neck, which was once known as Jewstown. They purchased a tavern that now houses the Colts Neck Inn restaurant. After Levi Hart died, his widow, Catherine Applegate Hart, remarried Joshua Huddy, a Revolutionary War hero, in 1778. This tavern was a stopover for stagecoaches and messengers traveling down the post road between Freehold and Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Catherine Hart Huddy and Joshua Huddy's home was burnt down by British loyalists, and Joshua was killed. Levi Hart's son, Jacob, continued to run the tavern until 1817, when he sold it to the Laird family. This marker shows the original location where the house once stood. During the Revolutionary War, Monmouth County was split between being loyal to the British and those seeking emancipation from the reigns of the British. With the war slowly heading towards New Jersey, many militias took arms to help fight in the battle. The Battle of Monmouth was the largest battle fought in the north, spanning over 15 miles of farmland. Fought on June 28, 1778, Jonas Solomon and Levi Hart were long passed away, but their sons took up arms and headed down the road to fight against the British. After 12 hours, the British retreated and burned down houses and barns along the way, including widow Hannah Solomon's house and tavern, which was later repaired. In the 1820s and 1920s, many German Jews began to immigrate to Monmouth County as peddlers who sold goods throughout the area. Eventually, many peddlers put down their roots and opened storefronts. A former peddler turned businessman is Sigmund Eisner, an immigrant from Bohemia, Germany. He founded Sigmund Eisner Company in 1880s and opened up a large clothing factory in Red Bank, New Jersey. In 1889, he was commissioned to make army uniforms for the Spanish-American War. In 1910, the all-wool uniforms from the Spanish-American War was repurposed and made into the first uniforms for the Boy Scouts of America. After the death of Sigmund Eisner and his wife Bertha, his family donated their house completely furnished to the borough of Red Bank as the Eisner Memorial Library on West Front Street. After financier Joseph Seligman and his family were turned away from a hotel in Saratoga Springs, New York, his family, along with other prominent German Jewish families like the Guggenheims and Baruchs, spent their summers in Long Branch, New Jersey. Kosher hotels and large summer homes were built alongside the Jersey Shore. The Berkeley Carteret Hotel in Asbury Park is just minutes away from Long Branch and was a kosher hotel that was largely patronized by Jewish families vacationing at the Jersey Shore. The hotel was built by Arthur C. Steinbach, the son of the founder of the Steinbach department stores. One of the lasting summer homes in Long Branch is the Guggenheim House that now houses Monmouth University's library. This 21-room house was just minutes from the beach and held numerous parties filled with influential families of that time. With more people coming to New Jersey, more synagogues were built. Temple Beth Miriam, a Reformed congregation, was formed in 1888 and originally called the Long Branch Hebrew Congregation. It was only open seasonally due to many of the residents only summering in Long Branch. The original synagogue was built in German Gothic style, but the need for an enlarged space led to the move to its current location in Elberon. Congregation Sons of Israel was the first Orthodox synagogue in Englishtown. It was built in 1919 by the community members, and it was on Mechanic Street, which is now called Hamilton Street. In 1969, the membership outgrew the community-built synagogue, so they moved to its current location on Gordon's Corner Road. Between 1936 and 1938, many people suffered subpar living standards in New York City. With growing lines at the city's food banks and unemployment lines, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt enacted the Resettlement Administration as part of his New Deal program. As an agro-industrial co-op, there have been 99 homesteads all over the United States that help depopulate major cities and to allow for residents to become self-sufficient. The Jewish co-op in Monmouth County was called Jersey Homesteads, that was situated near Millstone, New Jersey. Those who moved to this area farmed, tended chickens, worked at the local factory, and lived in German-style geometric houses designed by architect Alfred Kastner. These iron doors were original doors for the Roosevelt Public School and were designed by Otto Wessner in 1938. The school also houses a beautiful mural by resident Ben Shahn that depicted scenes of Jewish immigration to America, the garment industry, the labor movement, and the organization of Jersey Homesteads. The town is now called Roosevelt after the death of President FDR in 1945. Interestingly, one of Eleanor's last public appearances was at the Roosevelt Public School in 1962, when this statue was made to honor her late husband. In the early 20th century, Eastern European Jewish immigrants turned away from the city lifestyle and migrated to Monmouth County and started farms. This cover of Jewish Farmer is from January 1914 and shows a group of Monmouth County children who won prizes for their crops. Green's Egg Farm is one of the longest lasting egg farms in Monmouth County. Started in 1938 by Philip Green and passed down 2 generations, the farm is still active in Farmingdale, New Jersey. At its height, this small family farm housed 14,000 chickens and produced 10,000 to 12,000 eggs a day. During the buildup preceding American entry into World War II, the U.S. Army Signal Corps based at Fort Monmouth offered job opportunities to Jewish scientists and technicians who faced discrimination in the private sector. During the war, the base housed around 20,000 soldiers and civilians, with a small percentage being Jewish. In 1953, Fort Monmouth hosted 2 sets of hearings, one conducted by the Army trying civilian workers on the account of being security risks and spies, and the second hearing was conducted by anti-communist Senator Joseph McCarthy for violations of internal security. These trials held anti-Semitic overtones, as the main people being interrogated were the Jewish scientists and workers. The later half of the 20th century saw a spike in population. With the Garden State Parkway finished in 1950, more people began to move to more suburban area. Monmouth Heights was developed by Levitt and Sons. In this advertisement, the model home, called Jamestown, is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with central air. These perks were very rare to find in the city, so the community expanded greatly into Manalapan, Marlborough, Matawan, and Freehold. With the population quickly growing, more synagogues and temples were needing to be built in Monmouth County. In the spring of 1959, the founding members of Monmouth Reformed Temple secured its seal and charter from the Union of American Hebrew Congregations, and fundraising for a building followed suit. In 1966, Monmouth Reformed Temple began to build on Hans Avenue in Tinton Falls and has held services there ever since. Monmouth Reformed Temple made history in 1981 as they called the first ordained women rabbi to its pulpit. Rabbi Sally Preetsand was trained in Jackson, Michigan, and was the rabbi at Monmouth Reformed Temple until 2006, and now serves as the synagogue's rabbi emerita. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, many Soviet-born Jewish people immigrated to the United States after being barred from practicing their religion. Opening its doors in 2012, the Center for Jewish Life in Marlborough, New Jersey serves as a hub for religious and social outreach to guide people through their religion and heritage. The center was founded by Russian Orthodox Jewish families as a means to have a space to practice religion freely. That was our last stop. Thank you so much for going on this virtual tour with me of historic sites relating to Monmouth County's Jewish history. A special thank you to Federation in the Heart of New Jersey for giving us the opportunity to show how preserved history can help the present and future learn and grow. To learn more about this museum, please visit our website at www.jhmonc.org.